So new all-time high for Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that and why 2025 is going to set up to be a very bullish year for the market in general. So we'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about altcoins, specifically maybe a meme coin that I think that could perform really well. We'll also talk about the big news that just happened, because even though I can't necessarily say the words, I'll show you, and we'll go ahead and look at the charts. The SPX is up, bigly, as we say. That weekly candle looks really good. Now, the thing about the stock market and Bitcoin, again, with crypto, is that we've seen that they're very highly correlated. We've looked at that. There's close to a 1-to-1 correlation, at least over the past year. And so when the stock market does well, you're going to see Bitcoin tend to follow that. And so altcoins overall, we'll take a look at those in a minute, but we know that Bitcoin has been very strong over the past 24 hours. We did start around $66,000 a couple of days ago. We're currently up over $75,000, breaking out of that downtrend. And if we want to go ahead and take a look at the close, all we have to do is break above $73,000 and we will get a brand new all-time high as far as a daily close, which would be very bullish overall. We do tend to see historically, if you were to go ahead and look back, I'm not going to go too far in the past, but anytime Bitcoin tends to break previous all-time highs, you're going to notice over here, it does break it and it tends to pull back for a couple of days, sometimes a week or two, go sideways and then move up further. But because of the catalyst that we see in the news today, the fundamentals of this, in the stock market going up as well, I'm not for sure if we're going to necessarily see Bitcoin pull back, especially if stocks continue to trend up over the next week or two. So that's a huge catalyst for Bitcoin, massive. We know that every 4 years, every fourth quarter of the halving years, Bitcoin has phenomenal returns. If we go ahead and look at that, I love to look at this chart. It's just a good reminder of what's to come, because everybody that I know who has been in crypto has been waiting for this. And so I don't know if it's necessarily even self-fulfilling prophecy, people going risk on, but it tends to happen. And so when everyone tends to be bullish, when everyone goes risk on, prices go up, and then you see that attract other people from the outside slowly over time, where we tend to have an uptrend market for a period of six months to a year, especially starting in Q4. 16.9% up now for Q4 in October and the beginning of November. We're up 5% for November for the price of Bitcoin. We ended October with 10%. I said in my previous videos that I think that November is going to be a better month than October. Now, because of the outcomes of last night of this week in America, we know that has a massive impact, because if it went the other way, we may have not had that catalyst, even though I believe that Bitcoin and crypto would have trended up still, but maybe not at the speed that it's doing right now. But, expect some pullbacks. The market priced in that result, as you can see over the past day or so. And because it's priced in, I don't think that we're going to see, since it's out now, I don't think we're going to see a giant candle like that again. The best thing that we can see is it to continue to grind up, to continue to push up, to have some healthy pullbacks. And those, in my opinion, are worth buying. And so if we do see that, if we see Bitcoin pull back down in this range, for me personally, I am going to buy, I am going to bid. Excuse me. I have had very little sleep, so if my voice goes away, I apologize. Now, one of the main assets in crypto is Ethereum. And now Ethereum has greatly underperformed Bitcoin and Solana over the past year. If you go ahead and look at the Bitcoin chart and seeing on the daily chart how it's at brand new all-time highs, if we go to Ethereum and go to the daily chart, this is the daily chart. Ethereum is still 50% away from the all-time high, from breaking that. So if you look at that, and honestly too, what am I saying? That's from the local high. Again, I need to get some rest here. So Ethereum is 50% from even breaking the local high. It's closer to 82% to break the current all-time high for Ethereum. So Ethereum has a lot of catching up to do. Now, if you think about that as far as a trade, now some people will still tell you do not touch Ethereum, but I will go ahead and tell you that Ethereum tends to follow Bitcoin. There will come a time where Bitcoin, as it continues to push higher, will slow down, will go sideways and chop around, and you're going to see altcoins, specifically Ethereum, Solana, some of the other majors, meme coins, perform really well at that time when Bitcoin goes sideways. Ethereum, I think, is going to have a monster run in the next 3 months. That's because it has a lot of catching up to do. It is tremendously, I don't want to say undervalued, but I would say outperformed by most of the other assets. And so we do know that a lot of people continue to use Solana and other chains as well. But I'm still bullish on Solana. I do think Ethereum has more of an upside, maybe short term, but Solana in general, because it's such a lower market cap than Ethereum, I think that there is big potential to see Solana currently at 187, to see that in multiple hundreds of dollars. You know, I've said my target personally is anywhere between $600 to $800. That's not financial advice, and that's purely speculative, but I do think that as many people that use Solana chain now, as popular as it is and as popular that it is with retail, that it's going to suck up some of the volume and liquidity from Ethereum, and it's going to move higher. And so I do think that, and no, I do not think that Solana will flip Ethereum as far as market cap, but I do think that there is a lot of catching up to do in general. So if you look at the chart of top crypto gainers and losers, there's no losers. The only thing that's down are stable coins, 0.1%, and those are relatively stable. Everything is up today. It's a green day. It's a fantastic day to be in the market. If you bid before, if you looked at the potential for that outcome that we had over the past day, historically, you would know that the outcome was going to be good because it is a pro crypto environment now. The market reacted accordingly to that. So that's why you see Uniswap, Lido, Aave, all these DeFi tokens, all these DeFi coins up. They're performing very well. Now, DOGE has been a leader over the last week or so. And so if I go ahead and go to the daily chart, look at that candle on the daily. It pumped quite a bit on the news over the past day, from 16 cents to over 21 cents. So 74 cents was the all-time high for Doge as far as cracking exchange. Some other thing in the news, one of the biggest altcoins that we've had in this year alone explode was Peanut. When we saw that the news of the squirrel that was killed and taken from its owner. And so there was actually a token on this called Peanut. I saw the news early. I saw what was happening as a meme coin. I said, you know what? There are no squirrel memes as of yet. And this is ridiculously cute squirrel. And at that time, I think the squirrel was still alive. And so that was before, unfortunately, it was taken down, killed, euthanized, whatever you want to say, from the government. And you know the story. Everybody has heard it. The point being, a lot of people rallied behind this, and this token exploded. And so I actually was able to share it with some groups, some trade groups that I was in at around 300,000 market cap, which hits for me a 400x. Now, I did not sell my entire amount at 400x, right? I would be the greatest trader in the world, excuse me, if I was able to buy it at the very bottom, sell it all at the very top, and be as that. Of course, I scaled out a little bit. It went down. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. I scaled out a little bit more, but I did hold some. I continue to hold that now, but it's pretty cool that even though I sold, even though I sold about 75% of my stack, I'm still holding a little bit. And so I'm happy to say that I was able to have very good return on that. And I'll maybe talk about that in future video, talk about how you do this. You know, how do you find these 100xers? Now, this was a 400x, right? How do you do that? It's not too often that you can find a token that does a 400x. Really, it takes research, it takes work, and it's very few times that it'll actually do this. And when you find those, a lot of times too, most people tend to scale out even before it hits the top number to where it's at 400x. That's just the reality of things. And I think it's very smart to take profit. But overall, Peanut is a very strong narrative right now because it stands for unity together for people against overstepping of the government. And so that is one that I'm going to continue to take a look at. I think that Peanut, as long as the narrative continues, as long as people talk about it, I do believe that we can see this higher at multiple hundreds of millions market cap. Again, pure speculation on my part. Other things to take a look at. I've been pro Bongo, part of the community for a month now or so. Continue to be pro Bongo. Bongo continues to hold the floor here between 5 million to 10 million. I do believe that potential accumulation is happening from the current community of people who are bullish overall on Bongo, who love the meme. And so I love Bongo. I love the meme. And overall, I think it's at a good spot right here for anybody who's looking to be involved with a meme coin that has one of the most popular social networks on the planet as far as memes go. So BONGO currently sitting around 8 million market cap. Now, another token that has just went through the roof has been FWOG. Okay, so FWOG, as cute as the name is and as cute as the art is, has just went insane. It has actually recently hit 450 million market cap, which is just unbelievable. And over in 2 months, it was 50 million back in September, October. Price looks a little manipulated here because a bot actually pushed this up. And basically, I'm not going to sit here and explain MEV bots right now, but that's what happened. But overall, 450 million market cap. And I do believe that we see higher FWOG. People will ask me, again, when I research things, how do you research things? And again, I think when it comes to meme coins, fundamentally, is it something that people can get behind? Is it original? Is it something that people can relate to, can resonate with? Something specifically with FWOG is cute. It has phenomenal art. People love the meme. It's kind of like the Pepe on Solana. And one thing that I'm in currently right now, it's a little bit lower market cap. It's 13 million market cap, and I hope that I'm saying this right, but I'm going to say SUWI, Solana's happy coin, SUWI. So SUWI, it reminds me a lot of FWOG because it has really good art. I do believe that there is a dedicated team behind it and community that is rallying behind this right now. This is not very old, okay? This is only a few days old, about a week old, and I did not even enter SUWI until around 5 to 6 million market cap. Okay, it's not like I got way down here at the bottom. I didn't pull a peanut on this one, okay? So I am up around 2.5x, but I believe if you look at the chart of FWOG and seeing this type of art and seeing this type of community, then compare it to something like SUWI. And if you look at this art, and if you go ahead and look at the website, you're gonna notice just how talented and how much of a narrative can probably build around this, because a lot of people, they love cute, artistic memes. They tend to have strong branding. And with that too, the sole purpose is bringing good vibes. And so there's a lot of positivity around this. Again, similar to BONGO, those types of memes in general are FWOG, are memes that people like. So I think SUWI is one that could be potentially undervalued as far as a meme coin goes. Currently at 12 to 13 million market cap. It could go less. It could go to zero. I don't know. I'm just saying in general that I think that this is one that could do very well based on the current volume of the coin, the current artistic and team and branding of it. And I think the chart looks totally fine. And I'm not too uncomfortable being at 12 million market cap. It's not like, it's under a million market cap and it's super illiquid. And so for me to share this, I think that this could be one that could do very well as far as meme coins. So that's really it for me. I wanted to talk about the news that's going on. I do think that we are starting to move into that bullish transition going into 2025. I do believe that Q4, November, December will continue to be very good for the market. Though we need to expect pullbacks from Bitcoin, we can't expect those 10% pullbacks. We can't expect, historically, we've had those 20 to 30% pullbacks on the way up to new all-time highs. And I also think that Bitcoin will hit over $100,000 in 2025. I'm not going to say November or December, but I do think that we can hit that mark and go well beyond that. Personally, pure speculation, but hey, I wouldn't be in this market if I didn't have conviction. And so I do believe that crypto is one of the few places left where the common person can kind of get ahead compared to everything else in the world, whether it be real estate, which is so expensive right now, right? It's really hard to buy and flip that right now. Doing your own business is great, but it takes a lot of work and can take a lot of years to have a startup. A lot of people too, they may have to take out loans in order to get ahead. But crypto in general, you can sometimes find assets, memes, you can get into these majors as well and perform very well over the next year. So with that said, really bullish on Bitcoin, a lot of good things ahead, a lot of changes are coming. And in the future, I'll talk more about how I search for altcoins, how maybe I can find those 100x types of coins. And yeah, man, so you guys trade safe and I'll talk to you soon.